Hey guys, welcome to this episode of my Metaverse series. I'm actually going to do something a little different today. I'm going to do it about the Hobbit. I'm actually a fairly big Lord of the Rings nerd, and the Hobbit is a series before that. So yeah, this time I'm going to do a breakout experience where I'll give you a little bit of clues in regards to stuff going on in the plot, and then hopefully you'll be able to solve them. So first thing I'm going to need is a picture of Thorin and the company. And no surprise that Google doesn't recognize fictitious names and such. Unless it's based off of a real name, they're usually not going to remember it. So alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I've got Thorin and the company, and so the way I'm going to set this up is I'm going to have it to where Thorin and the company are about to go into the Lonely Mountain. They're about to go deal with Smaug, and so real quick, Thorin's gonna just make sure everybody knows what they need to know about Smaug. So I'm gonna have it to where actually I'll give a little dialogue boxes. So make it more dramatic. We're about to descend into the Lonely Mountain and slay Smaug. Does everyone actually rephrase it? Is everyone ready? You know, I think if I was gonna go fight a monster, I'd be yelling and such. Okay, so is everyone ready? And then I'll have Bilbo chip in. Could you refresh our let's see, could you go over the battle plan one more time? Question mark. Sorry. Alright, and then it's a little intro right there. Is actually all we need to get into the meat of this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have it to where Thorin is going to ask Bilbo a certain thing, and by Bilbo I mean the user, and then he's going to also provide a clue, but then other than that the user has to type in the correct answer. So what we have to do first is we have to create two dialogue boxes. So one is, let's see, so one is that, and then actually I wouldn't say crack the code, I would just simply say answer, and then here I'll put in clue. Definitely want to make sure this transitions to scene 3. So scene 3, here we go. We have what kind of creature is Smaug? Is Smaug? Question mark. And so with the answer, I'm going to have a text box. Oh, you know what, I think in this one I should actually, or you know what, I know what I should do. So I'll have one more before we get to this, and I'll have it to where Thorin kind of tells Bilbo what to do, but that'll act as the instruction. So alright, going to make sure you know what you're getting into. Hobbit. Whoa, the why. Question. Oh, I'll say. I'll ask you a question, and I want you to shout your answer back. Alright, and then I can have it to where I even have Bilbo say, okay, so that way I'll take away the exclamation marks, so that way we're really emphasizing the idea that the answer should be in all caps. So now I'm gonna have one more this is where I'm finally gonna ask the question. The question is, what kind of creature is Smaug? Question mark. And then so now we'll have answer. Oh, misspelled answer. Answer. And then on this one we'll have clue. So for the clue, I have it down. With the clue, I think it's good not to be too specific, but to kind of give somebody something that's a little bit of a reference. With dragons, they're famous for breathing fire, so I'm going to specifically put in a fire breathing monster. So that's the clue for that. Actually, you know what, I think to be a little bit more specific, I'll say a fire breathing serpent. Excuse me. And so, you know, I should probably create my grammar a bit more. So he's a fire breathing serpent. He's a type of fire breathing serpent. There you go. And so whenever I think about that, whenever I think about fire breathing serpents, immediately my mind goes to dragons and such. But I believe that still should be where it takes the user to the immediate thought process of, oh, well, fire breathing serpent should be a dragon. I think being a clue, you don't want to make it too specific since you don't want to give it away. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it a little bit vague. There's a picture there, so possibly the person will be able to pick up from that. And then we're going to have a text input scene. And in the text input scene, we're going to reiterate the question. So, what kind of creature is Smaug? And we want to put that in quotation marks because it's already been said. And so, in the type response, the person's going to be able to type in dragon. Now, what we're going to need is a string probability. We're going to need to do response equals. What we're going to want to do is dragon in all caps. Because remember, Thorin said to shout the answer. So we have dragon in all caps. Person should type in dragon, and then they'll be allowed to go on to the next question. I'm going to zoom out because I need a bit more space. Alright. So now we're going to have another character scene. This is going to lead to our next question. Or actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. First and foremost, I need to also create some sort of indicator to let them know that they've missed the answer. So wrong. In that case, say wrong answer. Try again, and remember to shout your answer in all caps, period. Alright, so now we have this scene. This will happen if they miss it or if they don't type in the answer in all caps. And so now we have this link back to actually to scene 4. Maybe they might need to see the clue again, and so it'll be helpful to take them back to scene 4 rather than immediately go back to the scene where they're being given the answer, or they're being asked to give an answer. Okay, and it looks like scene 5 just disappeared. I imagine it still might be there, but I don't want to take a chance. I can't see it. Alright, so I'll just have to test it out at the end to see if it's still there. But alright, so going back to this, we have the next question, and this question will be, what does Smaug love? Oh, all capped it. What does Smaug love more than anything else? Anything else in the world? Question mark. And then once again, answer clue. It's just a little strange that it's not showing up, but like I said before, I'll test it out. Okay, so now we also have another clue, and then we also have another answer. So for the clue with this one, I'm going to want to actually, first things first, I'm going to want to load in the object, and the object in this case are gold bars. So gold bars, and as always, the new objects, certainly upload them so the community can use them. I think the more objects that we have at our disposal, the better. So with this one, we just simply have to say it's the element AU. So with this one, I think the clue is actually a lot more straightforward. It's going to be a lot easier to find, and then we'll have it to where it takes them back to scene 7. And now for the answer, we're asking, what does Smaug love more than anything else in the world? So quotations, what does Smaug love more than anything else? Question mark. I should do it word for word, verbatim. So anything else in the world. Oh, and you know, I should change this to a text response screen. So that was my mistake. So text response screen, and then I put the dialogue in there. And so now we transition over to scene 10. And once again, we'll need a string logic box that tests that the answer equals just very simply gold. Transition to block, actually. So response equals gold. And if the response doesn't equal gold, then we need to have another character scene that says that it's incorrect and that they need to try again. So, wrong answer, try again, and remember to shout in all caps, because it's very likely that they just missed it by the spelling. Yeah, so that should suffice. And then once again we'll take it back to transition to scene 7 instead of scene 10 immediately. Okay, so then they'll be able to see the question again, and then possibly check the clue, and then if the response does equal it, then we can take them to the last of the questions, which is going to be we'll transition to scene 11 in case they miss it, and then if they don't miss it, transition to scene 10. So there you go. So the last question I have is, what weapon can defeat, what, I'll say weapons can we use to defeat Smaug, question mark. And so lastly we just have a clue, and then we have our answer, same as before. So we have our clue, we have our answer, and so now with this one we're going to want to transition to, first I need to make the scene. This will be our clue scene, and so with that I'll simply say, what do archers use? Question mark. Oh, actually I should put these as arrows in case anybody wants a picture of arrows. Then all they have to do is type that in and they can get the picture of the arrows. So in the dialog box I'll say, what do archers use, and I should be sure to be plural because the character archer could show up. That'll be a whole host of other issues, but okay, so let's take it back to scene 12 to where it takes us to the answer and the clue. And so now in this text input scene we're going to ask once again, what weapons can defeat Smaug, question mark, and then we're going to have this link into it, and then we're going to need a string logic box to test the answer is arrows. So what weapons can defeat Smaug? Arrows. So the first one needs to type in arrows in all caps. Transition to block, actually, to the third response equals. And so once again we just need to create two alternative pathways, one if the answer is wrong, and then we need to create another where the answer is right, and this will actually take us to the end. I believe that's scene 12 up there, yeah. Okay, so now we need to create one last character scene where we let them know that they've answered the questions correctly. Alright, and so we take it to scene, should take us to scene 16. Once again, to keep up with the whole idea that it's different characters, lonely mountain. Alright, so lastly, I think we need to create a photo wall, or prompt the user to create a photo wall. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to reload the page, and then so that's what happened to the clue. It got dragged all the way over there. Alright, so lastly we're going to need to prompt them to do a photo wall, so which is a little funny because naturally phones don't exist in the Hobbit world, but you know, we'll just go ahead and run with it. So okay, so before you go, actually I think I should say so Thorin, take a photo before you go, so all can honor your efforts. Feels so wrong, but that's okay. So yeah, Thorn give the prompt, and then now we'll transition to a camera scene. What we're going to do is transition to scene 18, and we're going to switch it to photo only, because what we're doing now, we don't want that to show up and ruin anything. And then we're going to need a web view scene. We'll have this transition to scene 19, and so now here's the part that's really important. What you need to do is you need to go to hurl.it, and then you need to switch the setting to post, and go ahead and type this in. I've typed it and copied it in before. I think it's a good idea to use notes or whatever have you and put it in there, because that'll allow you to put this in faster. But you'll want to type in exactly what you see here, and then okay, so then after you put in the destination, you'll want to put in the parameters, name, and then under value put in Thorin's trophy wall. And then after we confirm that we're not a robot, then we launch the request, and then what we need is the ID, the photo wall ID. Alright, so yeah, with the URL, what we need to do is we need to create a camera logic box that says upload to wall. We actually need to have this transition to the upload to wall, and then we'll put the photo wall ID, and then we'll have this transition to scene 19. Alright, so let me just make sure that everything is in order, and let me go ahead and test out the experience. Alright. Alright, man, we're about to send Well, could you go over about one more time? So everything is working out, and here's the instructions. So okay, and then the first part we have to give an answer. So we put in dragon, and then for the second part, have a picture of the gold bricks. So gold, hopefully they don't just put in gold bricks, but nevertheless, if they do, then they'll be given an opportunity to try again. Alright, oh, well, you know, I accidentally misspelled it, so it's perfectly fine. What weapons can we use to defeat Smaug? And then we put in arrows. Alright. Alright. So yeah, now everything's working out, and so now I should be able to take a picture. Alright. Not the most flattering picture, but that's alright. So now let's go kill a dragon. Alright, so everything checks out. So yeah, that definitely will do it. Thank you very much for this video, and hope you have a good day.